This is Mr. Hornsby83 with the Mr. Hornsby83 prediction, and I will not be doing the Night of Champions preview because my PlayStation 3 controller is messed up, so I'm going to do the Week 3 of the NFL, even though I didn't do last night's game. But Week 3 NFL, and I'm going to start with San Diego Buffalo, and I'm going to go with San Diego giving Buffalo their first loss for this year, because the way San Diego played against Seattle last week was just amazing, and their defense is really underrated, and I think they need to give that defense more credit. I mean, they do have Dwight Freeney, Jarrett Johnson, and those guys on that defense. So I think it'll be a close game, probably a little bit of a D battle, but I think San Diego pulls it off at the end with Phillip Rivers and San Diego winning. Now, Tennessee versus Cincinnati. This game's tough for me because I hate Tennessee because they're in the same division as my Colts, but I don't like the Bengals either. So this one's a little tough for me, but the way Cincinnati's playing, I almost making me eat my words of what I said in my NFL predictions. I'm going to go with Cincinnati beating Tennessee, and I really hope they do, because that especially if, the Colts win against Jacksonville. I might pick that game here in a minute, but, so, Cincinnati beats them. Their defense is playing lights out. Andy Dalton's playing a little better than what he usually does, but, I would say Super Bowl, but when Andy Dalton gets in the playoffs, the Bengals too. Along with Dalton. Alright, next up, Baltimore and Cleveland, and although Cleveland's playing much better than they have in previous years, and they look like they could be a playoff team, Brian Hoyer at quarterback in that, I'm going to go with Baltimore, because Baltimore, they got a chip on their shoulder. They were Super Bowl champions last year, did not get to defend the title, so maybe they want to defend that title this year, but I'm going with Baltimore winning this one, and it'll be an amazing game. Alright, next up, Green Bay versus Detroit, and I'm going to go with Detroit pulling off an upset. I mean, yeah, we see what happened Monday night, or last Sunday, when they just got shut down, but I forgot who it was that shut them down. I remember he's getting bad, but after getting shut down, I think it was Carolina that shut them down. After getting shut down by Carolina, I think Detroit's going to come back stronger than ever. And I say Detroit pulls off a major upset, because a lot of people are going to pick Green Bay to win this game anyway because of Aaron Rodgers and that. But Detroit. Alright, next up is my Colts versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'm pretty sure they're angry, and they are very motivated to win this first game, especially after the Monday night debacle where they gave up the lead. And not only that, the refs helped the Eagles win that game, and people could say, oh, he's just making excuses because that's his team. Watch the game. Even the analysts were talking about it on the freaking thing. I mean, and really, I also want to say something too. This defense does not improve this year for the Colts. You need to let Greg Minuski go, Chuck Pagano. You need to fire him, get a better defensive coordinator that's, hire your brother, hire somebody that's, well-versed in the multiple hybrid front defense, and, also, quit, because Greg Minuski's had his chance to improve this defense, and he hasn't. Alright, next up, Oakland and New England, and this game I don't want to pick, but I got to. I'm going to go with the Patriots winning, until, there's proof otherwise. They're still the Patriots. They're the top team in the AFC East, unless they get dethroned this year, but who knows, because I don't trust, the Jets, Buffalo, or freaking Miami at this point, but Patriots win. Alright, next up, Minnesota, New Orleans, and New Orleans because of the fact Matt Castle is the quarterback of Minnesota. Now, if you put Bridgewater in, I'd give Minnesota a chance to beat New Orleans. But you got Matt Castle at quarterback, and until you change Bridgewater, you're going to be a bad team. New Orleans wins this probably a blowout, like the last game Minnesota played them with the Patriots. So, Minnesota, especially with what's going on with Adrian Peterson and everything, Yeah. Alright, next up is Houston and the Giants. And Giants, please get it together this game. Please. Because it's sick. It's making me sick. Especially with what happened Monday night. That Houston is 2-0 and the Colts are 0-2. This team doesn't even have a good quarterback. We got Andrew Luck. They got freaking Ryan Fitzpatrick as their freaking quarterback. I will say their defense is good, and that's probably what's helping them win. But I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick is quarterback, and they're on top of this division. Come on. This is ridiculous, especially what happened Monday. The Colts should be 1-1, but oh well. Alright, next game, Washington, Philadelphia, and I hope that there's some bad plays that get called against the Eagles after what happened to my Colts Monday night. And I'm picking Washington to win this because with Kirk Cousins at the quarterback and RG3, out in that, he's really, they scored 41 points. RG3 couldn't even freaking outscore Ryan Fitzpatrick week 1. And I know people talk about, RG3 is a good player and all this and that. In my opinion, and people are going to probably get mad at me and probably think I don't know what I'm talking about. I think RG3 is overhyped, overrated. And I don't care what these so-called experts say or what these so-called analysts say or what other freaking football fans say. RG3 is overhyped and overrated. Honestly, to be quite honest with you, I think Russell Wilson's a better quarterback than freaking RG3. What's RG3 got? He can run well and that. Yeah, he passes pretty good too. And, his rookie year was good. But I think he's overhyped and overrated. So, that's my opinion. But I'm thinking Washington will win this. Dallas to St. Louis. This is a tricky one. But unless Dallas runs the ball like they did last week, runs the ball well, I'm picking St. Louis to win this. Now, I could be wrong. Dallas might win if they run the ball well. But, the inconsistency with Tony Romo, the inconsistency with the Cowboys, period, in the past decade and a half, you know how that is. So I'm going with St. Louis. All right, San Francisco, Arizona. And, I'm going to go with Arizona pulling off another upset on the 49ers because 49ers, my opinion, they got some things they need to fix on their team before they could be considered a Super Bowl contender again. Like getting some positions, probably getting younger at positions, they got the players hurt, players missing, players out for rehab, this and that. Arizona pulls off the upset. Alright, next, Kansas City, Miami, and I'm going to go with Miami just because of the fact Kansas City, what they did last year, I think was a fluke. And I like Andy Reid, good coach and all, but what they did, unless you get a better quarterback, you're not going nowhere. You got the defense, you got, receivers, you got a good running back, but, unless they get a better quarterback, they're not going nowhere. So Miami wins this one. It'll be a close game, but Miami wins. Alright, next, the biggest game on Sunday, it's going to overshadow the Sunday night game, is Denver and Seattle. And this one could go either way. Either Peyton Manning gets revenge for losing in the Super Bowl, or Seattle wipes the taste out of their mouth from the loss they took to San Diego last week. I don't know. But it's tough for me to pick. But I'll stick with my guns. I'll say Seattle wins this. Denver gets the first loss. And when Peyton Manning faces good defenses, he's really good defenses with a good quarterback on the other side, because he played good defenses that didn't have a good quarterback, a.k.a. the Ravens, before they got Joe Flacco. But, He played some good defense and he's lit up, but he's not going to do nothing against Seattle. Russell Wilson is going to control this game, and Marshawn Lynch will control the game. Because, Denver's still a little weak in the run defense. I mean, their run defense is a little better than it was last year. They got better pass rush with Ware and that playing, but I'm going to go with Seattle. All right, Pittsburgh, Carolina. And I think Carolina's about to get their first loss, too. Nobody will be undefeated after this week, in my opinion. But I think Pittsburgh, they got something to prove. I mean, people are writing them off. Writing them all, saying Pittsburgh's not the same team, and Mike Tomlin's going to rally that team, and I believe they're going to win. They might even make another playoff run. I don't think they'll make the Super Bowl, but I think they get back in the playoffs. It's going to be a pretty tough division, because I did pick them to win this division, but with the way Cincinnati's playing, I don't know. They might come in second. All right, next up, Chicago and the Jets, and I'm going to go with the Jets because Jay Cutler is inconsistent. The run defense of the Bears is terrible. And it hasn't been the same since Lovie Smith left. But, apparently Lovie Smith ain't improving the Tampa Bay defense. I mean, it's kind of like the situation with Tony Dungy when he went to Indy. He was known for a coach that had great defenses with Tampa. Comes to Indy, we only had one good defense that whole year, and that was the 2007 year when we were ranked third, I believe, in defense. But yeah, that's all my picks for this week, for week 3. I'll be doing this more often. I'll be doing it on Wednesdays because of the Thursday night games and that. But it depends on what the Thursday night games is. If it's interesting, yeah. It's uninteresting like Tampa and Atlanta, which I knew wasn't going to be good from the start. But God, Tampa getting blown out like that. That Tampa 2 defense doesn't look like the ones that was there when Warren Sapp and Anthony McFarland and Simeon Rice and Derek Brooks and them were there. But yeah, and I fell asleep last night watching the game because one, it's just a blowout and boring. 2, I was really tired. I've been really busy the past couple weeks. But so sorry about the topic. I was going to talk about NFL problems, or I was going to talk about the bull shark, the dead bull shark that was found here in the Ohio River. But tomorrow I'm going to do a review of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles last 2 new episodes that's been on tonight and last week, because I can't do my Madden 15 review because my PS3 controller's out. But until then, peace out.